Hey everybody, Ben here. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to take a quick time out for something really important. Now I know we all love to kick back, binge watch our favorite shows, view the movies, and talk about the latest pop culture, but there's something else we've got to do. Vote. With everything happening around us, this is our chance to be a part of the action. Whether you're ready for a change or you just want to keep things rolling, your vote is your superpower. So put down the remote for just a second, check your voter registration, and make sure you're ready to go for Election Day. Call up your friends, remind your family, and let's turn out like it's the biggest event of the year. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about making noise. It's about making a difference. So let's get out there together and make it count this November. Now, settle in and enjoy the podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Revisited Podcast. I'm Ben.
And I'm Smurf.
What?
I'm Kristen.
Okay.
Hi.
Smurf.
How are you? It's been a while.
Snarf.
Everybody amazing? Is everything fine?
Everything is fine.
Everything is fine as everything burns down around us.
Oh, man. So I know we didn't talk about this before we started recording, but for those of you listening to the podcast might have heard the little PSA I put at the beginning of this episode. You did hear that, right?
I listened to it this morning and I thought it was very good. I think that it's wonderful. And I think that if you have not registered to vote or checked your registration status, I think that it's really important to do so. For sure. Absolutely. 100%.
100%. But that aside, so initially we were planning on doing the first two episodes of The Good Place this week. However, in
true Good Place fashion,
yes,
we're going to pivot.
We're going to pivot. And not because we don't want to. We are both incredibly excited to dive into this show. Like giddy excited to dive into this show. However, our schedules have been incredibly packed this past week, both of ours. But we didn't want to leave you with nothing and just skip a week without hearing our giddiness and excitement for the show.
Because we're so excited.
So we figured, why not just come on and do a short little introduction to talk about the show and talk about what we remember about the show and kind of figure some things out as we go as to what the format is going to be for covering this show, because this show is 50 episodes. So
basically we're going to have a meeting and you're going to hear it.
You're going to get to hear in real time our thought process about this too. And but I mean, our busy schedules have been crazy. You're back to school.
Yeah.
So you're coming up with plans, you figuring out your classroom and all this other stuff. I'm back to recording Wilhelm in addition to this. So I had a couple episodes of that I had to record. I'm covering, at the time you're hearing this, I'm covering the Emmys this weekend.
He's very excited.
I actually got approved to be press for the Emmys. Come on, that's huge for me.
That's amazing.
So I'm excited about that. We've both had a lot going on. So But again, we didn't want to go back to our typical fashion of being let's just skip this week.
Yeah, and honestly, this is my happy place. I love podcasting with you. I love Sunday mornings because that's when we record, is Sunday mornings. I love getting up and watching the shows and getting prepped and messing around, for whatever. What time is it? How long have we been? Yeah, an hour before
over
we
an hour.
start. before we actually start recording. It's become my Sunday routine. And when we don't do it for a while, I very much miss it.
I do too. I'm in the same exact boat. Like, I love podcasting with you. It's one of the reasons why we decided to even start this. I can't believe we're on our third show.
I know.
Right?
Well, we would be a little bit further if we didn't take a pandemic break.
True. We might have been through The Good Place already.
And maybe you would have watched The West Wing or The Wire by now.
I don't know if we would have gotten all the way through it. We didn't take that
fair.
long of a break.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I mean, like, it's fun to think about that. Like, we initially started this podcast as a revisit to Lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then we pivoted a little bit during Lost to convert the podcast into something that we knew we could continue with when Lost was over. And now we're on to our third show.
It's fun. I'm so happy. And I know that, in recent weeks, we have lost a few visitors or listeners, but I hope that we gain a lot more in this new show.
Do you think we lost some listeners?
I think we did.
Maybe because they're just not into the next show that we're covering?
I think that we lost some listeners because we lost some listeners.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But I think it's okay because if you're listening now, I appreciate you and I'm happy you're here and everything is fine.
Something just clicked with me. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, I know we've definitely gained because there have been a lot of people who, when we made the announcement we were covering The Good Place, were excited to go back to it and start watching it. And there's some people who've never seen it before who are excited to kind of get into it and watch it with us. So
with that said, then we should keep our Ted Lasso format.
Do you think? Because so with Ted Lasso format,
at least for the first season.
Okay. The only reason I'm saying I'm questioning that is not because I don't think it's a good format. I think it's fair because the reason why we kept we went with the Ted Lasso format of having a spoiler section is because Ted Lasso was still so new. It had literally just ended less than a year before we started covering it. And there were a number of people who were watching it for the first time. The only reason why I'm kind of like questioning it this time is because I don't remember enough about the show to have spoilers for me to have anything to add to a spoiler section.
So this show ended. Let me see what year it ended.
I think it was 2016.
2020.
Oh, wow.
January 30th, 2020. Right before our world ended, this show ended. Maybe that was a little sign. The last episode was 4 days after Kobe Bryant died. And I have been saying that when Kobe Bryant died, everything went to shit. It was January 26, 2020. After that, Australia's on fire. We almost go to war with Iran. And then the pandemic hits and everything goes to shit. So,
but we were meant to remember everything is fine.
Everything is fine. Even as the flames lick our heels, everything is fine.
There are a couple things I do remember, but not enough. So I'm okay with keeping the Ted Lasso format of having a spoiler section at the end. I just don't know how much I'm going to add to it until we begin wating.
I remember the show pretty well.
There might be some stuff that'll just come to me that I remember because maybe that's the reason I don't remember it is because I'm so far out of it and I've been away from it for so long that maybe once we start watching, I'll remember, oh yeah, I remember this happens to this character and this happens to this character and this is what happens here. So I mean, it's a fair format. I'm okay with it.
Okay. Well, let's get into this. Let's get into introducing our show. So for those of you who do not know The Good Place, and this is your first time watching, this show is based on a woman named Eleanor Shellstrap. And Eleanor Shellstrap is played by Kristen Bell. And Eleanor Shellstrap has unfortunately died. And she wakes up on her couch and she sees the sign, "Welcome, everything is fine." So that's how we start the show. Now, what we start knowing is that Ted Danson is there. and I forget his character's name, but Ted Danson is there to lead her into the good place, which
he's
is where
Michael.
she finds that she is. Michael, thank you.
Yes.
In my list of characters, I have all the character names, except it just says Ted Danson.
Yeah, Michael.
Michael, thank you so much. Now I remember that. So we have Eleanor, Chidi, Jason, Tahani, and Janet with Michael. These are our core characters.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't seen this show, I am so excited to take you through it for the first time because this show is forking fantastic.
This show, so I didn't know what to expect with this show. So, and this was going to be one of my questions I was going to pose to you for this little intro that we were doing, is what attracted you to The Good Place to get you to start watching? Because I'll tell you real quick what got me. Obviously, I was very excited to see Ted Danson because I'm a big Ted Danson fan, but I'm a huge Kristen Bell fan. Like
Kristen Bell. It was Kristen Bell.
She is one of my biggest celebrity crushes, even still to this day.
We probably could have said 1, 2, 3 and said Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell.
Time.
Yeah. So Kristen Bell was the main reason why I got attracted to the show. However, I was also really attracted to the fact that this was another Michael Schur film or another Michael Schur show. Michael Schur, who anybody who doesn't know, was a producer on The Office, Parks and Recreation, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which are... He
also played Mose on The Office. If you want to know what he looks like, he is Mose from The Office.
Yes, but I mean, like again, like Parks and Recreation, The Office, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine are 3 of my favorite shows.
Our favorite shows.
So of course I was like, well, of course I'm going to give this a shot, purely because it's a Michael Schur production. So I was like, yes, I want to watch this. So Michael Schur and Kristen Bell were the 2 attracting forces that really led me to watch the show.
Yeah, it was for me. It was Kristen Bell, of course, and really the premise. I mean, I saw the trailer and I just thought this is going to be good, you know?
Yeah.
I did not know that we were going to be on a philosophical journy. And
me neither.
That to me, I think is the best part of this show is Chidi and his dedication to philosophy and Immanuel Kant. And Chidi, there's some Chidi Aboganye, I think was his name. I think that's how you say his last name.
Anna Gagne.
I'm telling you right now, I'm doing this all from memory. So I just want everybody to be very impressed with me right now. Thank you very much.
Yep.
But these characters crawl into your heart, right? You've got Jason, who you're just going to love so much. I just don't even want to like ruin it.
Jason Mendoza. And I'll just say this, Jason Mendoza, if there's anything I do remember about the show is I remember Jason Mendoza being one of my favorite characters from this series, purely from a comic relief standpoint.
And if you've never seen this show, you're going to get a weird introduction to Jason Mendoza. Yes. Very weird introduction to Jason Mendoza. But Jason and Tahani and Chidi and Eleanor, these 4 characters make this, I don't know, comedy of errors kind of troupe. And they're so unique and they're so different from one another that it just works. And I cannot say enough good things about this show. I really can't. And then you have Janet. And I just want to say, I want a Janet. I want a Janet. I don't care if it's a bad Janet. I don't care if it's a good Janet. I just want a Janet. I want somebody to pop up in my life and give me stuff.
I will tell you, one of the other things that really shines a lot with this show that we're going to see once we dive into it and we start watching is some of these secondary characters are almost as brilliant as the core 4 and Michael as Ted Danson. You
Derek.
mentioned. Thank you. That was where I was going with this.
His name is Derek.
there are 3 characters in particular I'm thinking of. Some of them we won't meet until later, obviously.
Let's see if I have some written down, and I have 3, exactly 3 written down. So let's see if they're the same.
So we have Derek, played by Jason Mantzoukas. We have Sean, played by Mark Evan Jackson.
Who is phenomenal in anything he does.
Who is also both in Parks and Recreation and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yep.
And we also have the judge in the later seasons played by Maya Rudolph.
That's right. I forgot about her. So I have the medium place.
Which isn't a character, but
no, the medium place woman. I forget her name.
The
woman in the medium place.
I don't remember.
And is
it Vicky? No, Vicky's another one in the Good Place.
I wonder if it starts with a V though. Maybe it's Teresa or Karen or something.
I don't remember. Yeah,
like that. I don't know. And then I call him because I can't remember Evil Ben Wyatt. Because Adam Scott is in it.
Evil Ben Wyatt. That's right. If you're a fan of Michael Schur and like Parks and Recreation and The Office, like all of
his character actors are here.
You see a lot of these actors reappear in a lot of these shows. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's just the show is super fun and super light, but will hit you in the heart every single episode. And those are the shows I think are Ben and I's wheelhouse. Mm-hmm. We love those shows. Ted Lasso was really the same format. Good Place. You can say the same for The Office, elements of The Office, elements of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, elements of Parks and Rec. I mean, they're all really funny, off the cuff shows, but they have so much heart and there's so much love and dedication that are put into these shows. And you get to know these characters and you love these characters. And I mean, I don't know about you, but at the end of shows like this, I feel like these characters are my friends. Like I know them really well. Jake Peralta is somebody that I want in my life forever. Leslie Knope is someone I aspire to be. Jim Halpert is the husband of all husbands, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have this little band of fools who you just love so much. And I would like a Jason Mendoza in my life. I would.
You're right. Like these shows, like we talk about these shows that are kind of in our wheelhouse, not just for podcasting, but just personally enjoying. These shows that there's two different types of sitcoms to me. There's the ones that are purely just for comic relief, the ones that make you laugh from start to finish, and then there are the ones that kind of give you those emotional attachments. And these are the ones that can make you laugh, but also like really hit you in with some kind of emotion, whether it's overwhelming happiness or like tearing your heart out, at certain points. And, we saw that through Ted Lasso. We see that through this series. Before we started recording, I was mentioning Scrubs, also another Bill Lawrence show who created Ted Lasso. And I'm seeing a lot of similarities in Scrubs and Ted Lasso now, rewatching Scrubs.
Yeah.
This is another one I remember, being happy watching these characters, but also being confused at times. At the same time, they're confused, being sad at the same time, they're sad. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember all the details of how the show ends, but I do remember having this, and there's a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm not spoiling the ending of the show at all. All I know is that I remember when the credits rolled on the series finale of this show being filled with an overwhelming feeling of happiness and completion.
Michael Schur knows how to finish his shows. Let's just say that.
Solid, like I felt full.
It was one of the best endings I've ever seen for a show. That's something you can also, if anybody ever talks about the perfect endings of shows, the first thing anybody will say is The Office. The Office ended beautifully, perfectly. We all know that. You look at Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine had to end because they couldn't continue to do their show during 2020 while what was happening, but they still managed to pull out a last season and land their plane, even though they didn't want to, right? But Michael Schur knew how to do it. Parks and Rec, love the ending of Parks and Rec. And they technically had 2 finales.
Yes,
that
they did.
Unity concert could have ended the show just fine. Just fine. But they did another season, and you know what? They still managed to end the show well.
And you know what's funny about that final season of Parks and Rec too was I didn't appreciate it at the time as much as I do now.
Oh, I didn't
like, I wasn't crazy about the time jump, like what was it?
3 years.
3 years. I wasn't crazy about the 3-year time jump. And like I felt kind of disconnected because of the time jump. And then the more I go back and because I'm constantly rewatching Parks and Recreation. That is on that. And like
Leslie and Ron's episode is like my favorite. Why are we not doing Parks and Rec?
We could, I mean, in essence, but it's, that episode where they're locked in the room together is one of my all-time favorite episodes of that show. And
when he's playing the saxophone in that weird workout uniform, and she's like riding on a chair and pretending to fart. It's hilarious.
He really knows how to play. Offerman really knows how to play the saxophone.
They wouldn't add it in if he didn't know. I mean, that's a central part of his character, True. No, but like, I guess my point is that it's exactly what you were saying. If you see that Michael Schur's name is attached to it, I think that it's a sure thing. Come on.
I heard it. I heard it.
That's fucking mental. Come on, man. Where are you with the buttons?
It's not configured right now. I have to fix it.
Suck.
My settings got all screwed up. I have to fix it.
Ben just sucks.
Yeah, sorry. We did pivot a little bit to go into this. We did post on social media that we were looking for feedback, and we did get some for the first couple episodes. We're gonna hang on to it, so don't worry. Like, it's already saved. We're still gonna use it next week when we dive into it. But now you have a little extra time to leave us feedback for those extra episodes.
Well, and I don't think we did a proper introduction to Ted Lasso either. We just kind of jumped into it. And I think it's nice for us to maybe just start off our shows this way by just talking about why we're doing the show and how we feel about doing the show. Because I mean, then next week we can just get into it.
Well, and I liked too that we did, because we didn't do it with Lost either. Like, Lost was a big experimentation into diving into this podcast. We jumped.
Yeah, when you listen to early episodes of us doing Lost, we don't know what the hell we're doing.
No, and
I'm almost embarrassed.
What's so funny too is there are a couple people on social media who are rewatching Lost and are listening to the podcast while they're rewatching it.
Yeah.
And like, they're reaching out to me and saying like, oh, like, I'm loving the coverage. And I'm like, really? Because you're in the beginning. It's not great. I'm like, it gets a lot better, but it's not great in the beginning. But I like the fact, you're right, we didn't do the introduction for Ted Lasso, but we did do the recap at the end, talking about what did we see differently upon the rewatch.
Yeah.
I like the idea that for this show, for The Good Place, we're doing this introduction and then we'll do a recap afterwards to kind of bookend the coverage. And I think we're going to continue doing that going forward for other shows.
I just want to say my idea.
It was your idea to do this.
It was it was my text to you.
I'm not going to read it verbatim.
I was not sober. Let's just say
well then maybe I can read it verbatim, because
no, I wouldn't read it verbatim.
Okay.
I was not sober. I said, hey, I have a not sober idea.
And then there was me that was playing devil's advocate, and I was like, oh, I already made the Facebook post and that's already out there, and then the more I thought about it
around it for a minute,
for a minute, it was like a total of like 10 minutes before I replied, and I was like, you know what, I like your idea better. My week is so busy right now. I like your idea better.
Both of us just went like full truth after that, and we're just both like, I can't handle anything right now. This is the worst week.
Let me just give you a quick rundown of my week so people know. I attended an advanced screening of Speak No Evil. I then had to write a review and record a review. I attended an advanced screening of Transformers 1 that I still have to write and record my reviews of that. I had 2 episodes of Wilhelm that I had to record, one of which is going to be the season premiere that you're hearing at the same time you're hearing this. And then I had another one. So I had to edit the first one. I had to record the post-credit portion of that first episode. I attended a live podcast of a friend of mine last night. What else did I have going on? I had to record my taste test video that is going up on Facebook today, Sunday. I had to prep for my coverage of the Emmys, which is happening later tonight on Sunday. And in between all of that, I had to work. I had to make money to pay bills, because this doesn't pay us. So
But that's okay because this is fun.
It is. So that was my week. So you can kind of understand why we took a break and be like, let's start the coverage next week. And this week, let's just do the little introduction.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people also don't realize too that every time we cover an episode, it might only be a 22-minute episode, but a 22-minute episode is at least an hour of prep because we watch each episode twice.
Yep.
At least twice.
And make notes.
And take notes and everything. And this one is 2 episodes back to back because it was a double premiere, which is why we're covering it that way. And so that's 44 minutes, which means at about 2 hours of prep for the episode. So it's not just watching the episode and jumping in. Like we have to watch, we have to take notes, and there's prep time that goes into it. And I honestly didn't have that 2 hours to spare this week.
No, I get it. It's fine. I mean,
everything is fine.
And everything's fine. I really love talking about this show. I mean, I would say what I would like to do before we have our first episode is I would like to do like a Wikipedia dive or something on Immanuel Kant, because for anybody that has seen this show, you know that Immanuel Kant is a centerpiece of this show for the character of Chidi. And I think Michael Schur wrote a book on philosophy, didn't he? That came out of this show. Like he came out of this show with a very deep love or very deep fascination with philosophy itself. And he wrote a book about The Good Place and how that changed his views on humanity or something. I'm talking because I'm giving you time to look this up.
Okay. Trust me, I got it. I knew what you were doing. You were being good. Yeah. He says he wrote a book, and I might actually get it.
I want it. Yeah.
I'm going to look for it. It's called How to Be Perfect, the Correct Answer to Every Moral Question.
And it comes out of, I think, all of his research and making The Good Place.
It's on sale right now on Amazon. The hardcover is on sale right now for like $16.
So let's all have a project where we're all going to read this book and talk about it when we're done covering the show.
The paperback on Amazon right now is $13. So to be completely honest with you, I'm going to check Barnes & Noble to see if they carry
I was going to say check Thrift Books. Thrift Books is a secondhand website, and it doesn't go to Jeff Bezos, however you say his last name.
Well, that's why I'm also checking Barnes & Noble, because Barnes & Noble is usually a couple dollars more, but I would much rather go and buy the
book a bookstore
and have it and save it. Yeah, and help the bookstore than order on Amazon. Every once in a while, I'll still order on Amazon just because it's cheaper and I need it like very quickly.
Yeah.
Or Barnes & Noble just doesn't carry it.
However, there's a lot for such a light show, for a comedy. There's a lot of thought. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of effort that goes into a show like this. And I think that that's why so many people connected with it the way that they did. I think that this show, had it come out in 2020, probably would have been as huge as Ted Lasso. Because it has that kind of a feel to it.
Yeah, it has that happy, like, this is what we need in life.
This is what we could be. This is what we could strive for. And those of you that have watched The Good Place, you know that there are some definite plot twists. One massive plot twist. In season 1.
Yeah.
That, it takes us on a bit of a ride, but I think that is a perfect metaphor for life. I mean, we have plot twists in our own life. We have events in our life or circumstances in our life that completely hit us in the side of the head like a 2x4. But we roll with it, we adapt, we adjust, and we try to do the best we can. And I think that that's a major theme for this show.
Yeah. I think if I remember correctly, too, a good theme of this, at least for a particular season, is second chances. I do remember there is a big arc with involving second chances for some of these characters.
All of these characters.
Yes. Yeah. So
I would
the core four at the very least. No, even a couple others get some second chances.
A lot of people get second chances in this show, and I think that we are a society right now that has forgotten that. We have forgotten that people are allowed to grow. People are allowed to evolve. People are allowed to change. If I was held to the same beliefs that I had 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, nobody would want to be around me. But because I went through what I went through, because I have changed my mind, because I have grown and evolved as a person, that makes me who I am today. And I like who I am today. But I wouldn't be who I am today without those pitfalls, without those valleys. And we are a society that wants perfection immediately. And if we don't have perfection immediately, then obviously you're terrible.
Yeah.
And I think that this show kind of turns that on its head.
We're a society that kind of wants instant reaction or response. And it doesn't, more times than not, that's not the case in life.
I don't think we need instant. I think we all need to remember that we are all a work in progress. And I would like us to go into this show with that mentality that we are all a work in progress and none of us are perfect. None of us are going to be perfect. And we need to really love each other for the imperfections that we are.
Yeah.
I like to say that we are imperfectly perfect.
Yeah. There's perfection and imperfection. Yeah.
And it's all awesome. I mean, don't be a dick. That's really it. Don't be awful.
And you know what? Like we've been using it as a joke, and it'll come up a lot throughout the run of this series. But it
everything
kind of exactly. That's exactly where I was going with that. Is everything is fine. Everything is fine. Like it. Just keep that in mind. Like no matter what happens in your life, everything is fine. Like it's.
Isn't that the name of the first episode?
I think it is. I think
the first episode is called Everything is Fine.
It is. I can tell you right now because I still have the graphics from, Everything is Fine is the first episode.
Yeah.
And it's so funny too, because people listening obviously can't see it, but the background of our video call is the very first thing that happens in the episode.
Yep. The very first frame.
It is Eleanor sitting in the chair looking at Welcome, Everything is Fine on the wall.
Yep. It's a great show. I'm really excited to cover it. I'm excited to cover it with you. I'm excited to hear our listeners talk about it. I would love to hear your feedback this time around. I know we get a lot of the same people. Please feel free to drop us a line. I know that everybody's incredibly busy and it takes seemingly maybe a long time to go to the thread or go to the website or go to the email and do it. But, even 1 or 2 lines is great. Just tell us if you're watching, if you're watching along or if you're listening along, I'd love to know. And that would better help us, I think, cover the show. Are you mainly listening or are you watching and listening? Because if you're mainly listening, we'll get more detailed if you'd like. If you're watching and listening, maybe we'll pull back on all the detail and we'll talk about the show thematically, but we can't know how to cover it in the way that you need us to cover it unless you let us know how you're watching along with us.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. So I love hearing the feedback. It is quite honestly, in addition to the covering the show, it is my other favorite part of podcasting.
Steve Brown, baby.
Steve Brown, Jason, Greg, Dez, Alex.
Don't worry, buddy. I got you.
Yeah. I said his name.
No, you didn't.
I said it at the same time you did. Go back and check.
His name is Alex Kruger, and he's wonderful, people.
And he's a guest on Wilhelm this season, too. We already recorded.
And he has his own podcast about the Philadelphia Phillies, if you like baseball.
So another thing real quick too, about this show, and it's one of my fondest things about this show is I love anytime I watch a show and I get to discover a new actor or actress, and I become a fan of them. And obviously, I knew of Kristen Bell, I knew of William Jackson Harper and Jamila Jamil, and I didn't know about Manny, who plays Jason Mendoza. So that was a new, interesting turn. But I'll tell you, the one person who I really learned a lot about and became a fan of because of this show was Darcy Carden.
She's wonderful.
Who plays Janet. And I've loved her in everything she has been in since.
She is so good. Her comedic timing is fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And she, like, I don't even want to, I'm not going to save it. There's another character that she plays, which is just as fun.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, gonna save it. But like, I remember discovering Darcy Carden because of this show and becoming a big fan of it. And I thought of this earlier and I didn't mention it, but I will mention it to you now when we were talking about Michael Schur and the different shows that he does. I've been watching my shuffle playlist a lot, and in that shuffle playlist is episodes of, as we mentioned, Parks and Rec, The Office, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, as well as other shows like New Girl and Drew Carey. But I came across an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine that has one of my absolute favorite moments of that entire show. One of the things that Brooklyn Nine-Nine was brilliant for was the cold opens.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The cold opens sometimes were funnier than anything that happens in the rest of the episode.
I want it that way.
So that is one of my favorites. But my absolute favorite cold open, I came across the episode the other day, is the full bullpen.
Oh my
god. The full bullpen.
Yes. Uh-huh.
It is when Holt raises his arm up and says the full bullpen, and like the look on Peralta's face. And like I lose it every time I watch that cold open.
Awesome. Yeah.
Every single time. So
was there a point to why you talked about that? I mean, yay, but
no, well, because we were talking about Brooklyn Nine-Nine and stuff earlier,
all right.
And it popped in my head to mention then, and I just forgot about it, so I just brought it up now.
I like it.
I can't remember if Good Place does cold opens or not.
I don't think so. I don't think it's a cold open kind of show.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So that's the one thing that I do know about this show is I've tried to watch it on shuffle and I can't. I just can't. To me, this is a show you have to watch from start to finish.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why we chose this one too.
Yep.
Is because I'll shuffle. Have to watch it.
I'll shuffle a lot of comedy. I'll shuffle almost any comedy. Mm-hmm. This show, I tried to shuffle. I can't do it. I can't shuffle it.
Well, that's like another comedy that I love, but I can't find it to put it. I mean, I can find it because I have it, but I can't put it in my playlist because of that exact reason. Because like I feel like it's something you kind of have to watch in progression. Is Schitt's Creek.
Yes, that's another show that I can't shuffle.
Ted Lasso is the same way as well. Like I can't watch Ted Lasso on shuffle. Like I have to watch it progressively.
It's like a dramedy, right? They're not really comedies; they're dramedies.
Yeah, I guess so. So, but yeah, like this one, The Good Place, Schitt's Creek, Ted Lasso, like their shows, I can't put them in shuffle because if I shuffle and I come to an episode, I immediately am like, well, no, now I need to watch what happens before it, and I have to keep watching what happens after,
right?
Because of that.
Yeah,
so 100%. But I agree with you. Good Place is one that we kind of have to watch in progression and continue with it.
So I know that I've sworn a couple of times so far, but I would like to extend a challenge that we don't swear and we just use Good Place swearing.
I'm all for that challenge.
Okay.
Let's do it. 100% for that challenge.
Okay.
Because every time I publish these, I always have to click explicit
yeah.
when we post, especially for Ted Lasso.
Well, you know what? It's an explicit show.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. And sometimes some of the clips I was using or the sound clips from the soundboard were also explicit. So I always had to click explicit. But I like the challenge of using forking or shirt balls or, any of that. I'm all for that.
Cool. Let's do it.
One less click I have to click for every podcast we publish.
I challenge any of you that leave us feedback to do the same.
That's fun too. I like that as well. So
let's see if we can go an entire show without having to click the E button.
Both. So, do you know what's fun about that too? Is I think the audience, the listeners, are already up for that challenge.
Yeah.
Because when we posted that we were covering this show, and then when I went on social media and I changed all the images to the one with Michael and Eleanor and the background and everything,
Mhm.
a lot of the comments had holy shirt balls or forking awesome. Like they were already well into playing along.
Cool.
So
So I had that thought. I wanted to extend it. I like the idea.
I like the idea too. I think that's a lot of fun.
Cool. Okay. I'm
So,
excited.
Yeah, me too. All right. So I think that's a good introduction to everything we've been talking about. Again, we encourage, as Kristen said, we encourage you guys to leave us feedback, especially if you're new to it. Now's a good time if you're watching along. Easiest ways to do that, as we always mention every episode, just visit the website, revisitedpod.com. There you'll find links on where to subscribe, listen, leave feedback, all that. Or you can email us directly, feedback@revisitedpod.com. I also want to make
a Facebook post.
Yes,
Weekly Facebook post.
There's a weekly Facebook
post.
A weekly Facebook post every week on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/revisitedpod, where you can leave feedback. There's a feedback post every week. And there's one on Instagram as well. So, which is @revisitedpod. Everything is revisitedpod. So you can leave feedback on Instagram, you can leave feedback on Facebook, or you can email us directly. I also want to make quick mention that Wilhelm is returning at the same time. So at the time you're hearing this, the season premiere of Wilhelm has dropped, and we did top 5 favorite James Earl Jones films with the recent passing of James Earl Jones. So I had to switch it up. Tom Hanks was going to be the premiere, but with the passing of James Earl Jones, I was like, nope, that's gotta be it.
Well, if we remove Star Wars, my favorite is Field of Dreams.
I'm not going to mention mine.
Well, okay, so I'm just going to say off the cuff, The Sandlot, Field of Dreams, all the Star Wars. Ugh, all the Star Wars. My favorite thing that James Earl Jones did.
Can I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Big Bang Theory.
100%. 100%.
I mentioned that on the podcast.
Episode.
Yep.
I love that episode.
So
I showed it to the kids the day he died.
So I don't know if you know this about that episode or not.
It's the first time that Carrie Fisher and James Earl Jones ever met.
It is the first time James Earl Jones and Carrie Fisher ever met.
That's crazy to me because that means that they didn't do press junkets the way that they do them now.
Or they did separate junkets. So, yeah. Well, because James Earl Jones was just a voice in Star Wars.
Yeah, but he's James Earl Jones. Come on, man.
He is the voice.
Yeah, he's Mufasa. I'm sorry. I have a reason for that I can't say on air. Yeah. But I'll tell you when we're not recording.
Okay. He's the voice of CNN.
He is the voice of CNN. Oh gosh, James Earl Jones.
So
he was 93. My favorite part of the announcement of his death was that the immediate cause was not known. He's 93. He was 93.
Yes.
He died because he was old. He lived a long, nice, happy James Earl Jones, Darth Vader life.
Yes. 100%.
And we miss him.
So the season premiere is James Earl Jones. Next week is audio of the panel I did with Ross Marquand at Contrapolis, New Jersey, and then 2 weeks from now will be the top 5 favorite Tom Hanks episode, which is already recorded. It's just saved for 2 weeks from now.
That's cool. Best thing Tom Hanks ever did was Band of Brothers,
which was not mentioned because it wasn't a movie.
It doesn't matter. It's the best thing he's ever done with his whole life.
He produced that.
Yep, best thing he ever did to his whole life.
Let me tell you, top 5 Tom Hanks movies
was hard.
Might have been one of the hardest episodes of Wilhelm I have ever done.
My favorite thing he's ever done is Castaway.
Again, I'm not revealing anything. Like you,
right?
You have
I know.
To
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you my feelings because I wasn't invited.
You know, you're always welcome.
I know. I'm just giving you shirt.
Don't damn it! You stole it from me. I was just about to say I'm giving you shirt.
You also said a bad word.
I did.
Yes.
What did I say?
You said, darn it.
Oh,
But the other kind.
darn it.
We're a work in progress, guys. We're going to do this. We're going to make it.
I don't give a darn for this episode.
Gosh darn it. I'm so excited.
So it's been a couple weeks since we've recorded. Since we've recorded, any recommendations you want to throw out there to people?
Huh. Oh, I do have a recommendation. No matter what side of the political spectrum that you're on, I always tell people that they should watch Jon Stewart. And Jon Stewart's debate episode is phenomenal. And I have recommended it to everybody around me. And if you didn't watch the debate, which I didn't, but you still kind of want to get some sane coverage on it, Jon Stewart did a great job. I highly recommend it.
100% agree. You can catch it on YouTube. He puts almost basically full episodes on YouTube now.
I know. I love it.
It's like it's cut into his monologue and then his guest. So 2 separate videos, but between the two, like you get practically the entire episode. And I will agree with you. I also did not watch the debate. I only watched highlights, but I did watch Jon Stewart. And to anybody who might be listening who says, well, Jon leans to the left more. I will say that might have been the case a couple years ago when he did the Daily Show, but since his return, he pulls no punches.
Nope, he doesn't care.
He pulls no punches. If something from the left bothers him, he speaks up about it. He has become very nonpartisan. It just so happens that a lot of the bullshit comes from one side.
I believe that he is a champion for the people.
I've talked about this, and you and I talked about this a little bit beforehand. I've been a fan of Jon's for years, but I became a huge fan of his when he went to bat for people like me who were first responders at 9/11. He has gone to hell and back for us. He
has stood toe to toe with our government. And he's somebody that he doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk. And if he truly believes in something, he's going to go after it. And I think we need more people like that in our world.
Yep, I 100% agree.
So maybe this is a little too politicky for you. Maybe we'll lose more listeners after this episode. But you know what? I really, truly believe that we need some sanity in our life. And if you need coverage, I can't watch a 90-minute debate. I can't. I can't. Look, at this point, most of us know who we're voting for. If you know who you're voting for, take yourself out of the narrative. Turn it off because we're all going to be saner for it. So I'm going to find the coverage that I trust, that I believe in, and that can honestly make me laugh about this very sad, broken world right now. Well, and Jon Stewart's my answer.
Yeah, and debates are more for undecided voters anyway.
Yeah, and I'm not an undecided voter.
Me neither.
Yeah.
That's a good recommendation, though. I like that.
Thank you. How about you?
So my recommendation, believe it or not, is a book recommendation.
Yay!
So I am revisiting an old favorite of mine. I heard a song the other day by a band that I like that I had no idea they wrote this song. And this song is called So Long and Thanks for All the Fish.
Oh, I know.
Which anybody who doesn't know, that is a reference to one of the books in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy saga.
And my favorite movie.
What's the favorite movie?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That's your favorite movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The one with Sam Rockwell and Alan
Mos Def and yeah. Uh-huh.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie.
That's crazy to me because with the shit that you shirt, it's going to be a challenge.
This is going to be bad for you.
With the shirt.
I'm a teacher. I know how to control myself.
With the shirt that you give me about how Ready Player One is a horrible adaptation of a book, the fact that The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is your favorite movie blows my mind because that is a horrible adaptation of a book.
Well,
I enjoyed the movie. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it, but it is a horrible adaptation of the book.
I know, but I watched it in the theaters under the influence, and it was one of the single greatest movie experiences of my life. And I've just never been able to let that go. Actually, my favorite movie is Live from Baghdad. We all know that. But
That's yeah.
Right. But yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide is definitely like top 3. I love that movie so much. Excuse me, Alan Rickman, Mos Def, Sam Rockwell,
Martin
Zooey
Freeman.
Deschanel, Martin Freeman. Like, we're talking about heavy hitters here that just nailed their role. Sam Rockwell as Zaphod Beeblebrox was forking hilarious.
I'm not saying it's a bad. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I love Sam Rockwell too, by the way. Like, he doesn't so
get enough,
underrated.
He doesn't get enough work.
He really doesn't. Anyway, back to my recommendation is I own a hardcover of the entire Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy saga, but it has seen its share of wear, and I didn't want to wear it down again, but it's also been over a decade since I've read the book. So I went and I got a new copy paperback.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Of the Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with all 5 of the books.
That's wonderful.
I have dove back in and I am rereading the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That's awesome.
For my recommendation, it's actually twofold. It's either read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy if you've never read it before, because it is an amazing book, or just simply go back and revisit an old favorite.
Or watch the movie.
I don't want to hear anything ever again about how bad Ready Player One is.
But it is bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
I don't
it's
know.
Bad.
I don't want to hear it.
It's terrible.
Don't want to hear it. Alex, back me up on this one.
No, don't, Alex. Don't do it. You will no longer be the national treasure of this podcast.
That's not true at all. You know that's not true.
No, that's not true. Steve Brown is our national treasure.
This is also very true. No offense to anybody else. Live Steving started with us.
Yes, it did. You heard it here.
So, any final notes before we wrap things up?
No, I'm really excited to cover this show. Like, really, really excited to cover this show. And I know that this was a really long-winded intro, but whatever. I'm just happy we're back. It was a long break. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. It was nice to still be able to do like a full podcast, even if it was just an intro, but a full episode of the podcast without having to do any prep, like just to kind of jump in. And it kind of worked out because I wanted to, and I'm sure you agree with me on this, I wanted to do this intro before we started watching the show. Because I haven't watched this show since it aired.
Oh, me neither. It's been almost 5 years.
So I didn't want to watch the first 2 episodes and then all of a sudden start remembering stuff after or before we did this introduction.
Right.
So I will watch the episodes now that we have done this introduction.
Yeah. Jason Mendoza. That's right. His last name's Mendoza. I'm Jason Mendoza. I love Blake Bortles and the Jacksonville Jaguars. God. Bortles. I just love everything he does. Bortles.
I'm more excited now than I already was.
So you need
jump into the show.
You need on your little button thing. You need Jason Mendoza saying Bortles. I'm just saying. It needs to happen. I will be gathering a whole new soundboard for this, and it also reminds me too that do we have a Jack in this show?
I don't think we do.
Oh no.
It also reminds me though that, and I'll probably do it today, I need to go get a new notebook.
Oh,
because I still have, I do a new notebook for notes for every show.
Maybe I have some comp books lying around.
Yep. I got to get a new composition book. I might have some. I don't know. I got to see. So, but next episode of the podcast will be the first 2 episodes of The Good Place. They aired together, so we're going to cover them together. And that is episode 1, Everything is Fine, and episode 2, Flying. And then after that, we will be week to week with 1 episode.
Sorry, said Flying, and I immediately remembered the episode.
Oh, I don't remember anything about it at all.
I just snorted. Sorry.
I don't remember anything about it, so
I love this episode so much.
I don't remember it. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Okay. You're kind of making me want to just go jump right into it as soon as we're done.
I love this show. I love this show so much.
So with no final notes, then we're gonna wrap things up. How did we remember what we're doing for the end, right?
I know what I'm doing. I don't know what you're doing.
So you know what? I'm gonna leave it to you then, because I usually did the closer for Ted Lasso. So I'll let you do the closer for The Good Place. So with that
okay, well
said,
then with that said,
oh.
No, you could say it.
No, I was just gonna say, so with that said, next episode, as I mentioned, the first two. Until then,
Namas forkin' day, baby.
Oh, that's not what I thought we were doing.
That's what I was gonna do.
I'm gonna make you do it over. I thought we were ending with everything is fine.
You're gonna say everything is fine.
Oh.
I keep adding on to this.
Oh, you're sticking with the whole namaste for okay.
Yeah.
All right.
When we get to the wire, I'm gonna say like, benches or something.
I don't get that reference.
Benches instead of saying bitches.
You failed.
I didn't fail. You failed because you didn't know the game. You messed it up. You're stupid.
The only thing I remember, the only thing I know of The Wire is Omar coming. That's all I know.
Omar coming. Coming.
That's all I know about The Wire. Anyway, until next time, just remember, everything is all right. Damn it!
You suck at everything. You can't do anything. Golly, Chandler.
Until next time, just remember, everything is fine.
Namas forkin' day, baby.